welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. Today I'm going to do finally my unboxing of my Sephora goodies from the Sephora VIB sale. Some of these honestly I've already used, but I've been keeping them in their packaging because I meant to film this video. So if you're interested and it's not too late to check out what I got from the Sephora VIB sale, then keep watching. Remember to subscribe below, comment, and liking my video helps out engagement on my channel. And with that out of the way, let's get unboxing. So I did a total of 4 separate orders and I was trying to be good. The first one I was really practical, and the second and third and fourth I just kind of lost it. So that happens almost every year, and I am just going to start pulling things out of the box with no rhyme or reason. I actually don't remember what I ordered first, so we'll just pull things out as we go. So the first thing that I pulled out is the Sephora Pro Brush Foundation number 56, and it's something I've been seeing a lot of this brush. I have a really old Sephora brush where I think I already put it in timeout of like I had to stop using it. I love it, but the handle was really gummy and kind of gross. So this said, I think this had an award, and it says I can use with liquids, creams, powders, and sticks. The coverage is for medium coverage. Okay, so it's definitely vegan and synthetic hair, and this is kind of like their house brand. Oh, it's like a paddle. Okay, this is much smaller than I thought. Thank goodness. So the original, like the older foundation handles were matte and they just got really gross and gummy. Thank goodness this is lacquered or has some sort of cover on it so that through time it won't get gummy. This is the number 56 brush and it's a flat paddle. What I do like about synthetic brushes, at least for foundation application, I find synthetic brushes are a lot more full coverage, and sometimes with natural hair, sometimes it can be, depending on how it's put together, can be prickly, but this is pretty soft. So I'm excited to use that, and that's the number 56 brush from Sephora. This is the Necessaire deodorant gel, and I like this in the scent Eucalyptus. This is probably one of my most repurchased deodorants. It's not, it doesn't have chemicals in that like perspirant, but this is the one thing I know, at least in the summer I need a little bit more. But in the winter, fall months, this is just so fantastic. It's kind of like a roll-on. I think this is great. I love this deodorant. And if you are looking for kind of a more natural deodorant, this is something I highly recommend that you try out. Okay, so another purchase I had is replacing my brow pencil. So I recently ran out of my brow pencil, at least the thin one. And this is what I love this one when I have days where I have time to work really well on my eyebrows. So this is the ultra fine tip one, precisely my brow. I got it in the shade 6 Cool Soft Black. And I think I had heard that this was the product that DANESSA MYRICKS had developed when she was with Benefit. It has like this really fine tip here, and then you can make really like refined strokes that just look more natural. I love it. I love this one. I like to use this when I have more time to do my eyebrows. When I want a really precise look and filling in my eyebrows, this is like the best product that I have found on the market, this one by Benefit. In the beginning of the year, I had started trying the Fenty Beauty We're Even concealer, these 2 products, and I got 2 of them, and I think they were the wrong shade. They were too light. So I went in store and swatched it. So I ended up getting shade 310W and 315W. I'm about a 295, 300 in her foundation, the matte one. And then for summer, I'm a shade 13 in her Serum Tint stick. So I fluctuate, you know, from light as 290, 295, and then start to be like 300, 310 in the summer. And so I wanted an exact like shade match but brightening. So the 310W I love to use down here, like here, and then the 315 is a little bit more peachy, which is great because then it covers any sort of dark circles that I have, or at least it starts to do that. So let me take these out. These are a 6-month shelf life. So the Pat McGrath concealer is like my holy grail, like full coverage concealer. Like if I want something to last really long, or I have an event where I want it to last a long time, but some days I don't want a full coverage, like really heavy concealer. And this is kind of like the effects of that heavy duty concealer, like opacity and covering, and then also just, but it's lighter. I actually took this to Hawaii with me, and I actually went swimming in the ocean and it stayed on. So I was like, it didn't mean to test it like in terms of humidity or through the water, but it says it's water resistant and maybe humidity proof. I'm not sure. Some beauties have told me that it has worn off on them. I have not found that to be the case. It might be like an 8-hour wear time, but I don't wear my makeup really that long of a day usually. So this is 310W. Stevie with shade match. So definitely more, even though it says W, it's definitely more cool tone leaning on me, or neutral. And this is 315W. So you can see how this one runs a little bit more peach and this is more neutral. Again, I like to mix these a lot under, this is how I do my concealer. This goes closer to my lash line here, and then for a little bit more brightening, I do that underneath because it's a lighter shade. What I will say about this, it's a nice doe foot, so it's really nice to like just lay down the product like this. I do like it, or if I want a thinner line, I can just put it on its edge like that. It's a really nice product. I am so picky about concealer. Last year there were so many concealers that came out and I tried them. I didn't like any of them except for the Chanel one, which was a ridiculous cost. I love it, but it's not an exact shade match, but I make it work. I'm actually wearing it today. It's shade 40. It's a smidge too light, but I make it work because it is a really full coverage, beautiful, natural looking concealer. So that is the only one I liked last year, and this concealer so far is the one that I'm liking this year. In the past like 12 months, it's only been Chanel and then this Fenty one. So I would say give it a try. That's what Fenty is known for, is really her excellent shade of ranges that you can find something in there. I have no complaints of it other than I knew what I was getting in. I love that it's thin. It's also very thin compared to other concealers out on the market, like the Natasha Denona one, and I think, what was that? I tried the Makeup by Mario. It's just too thick, and then when you start to age and have eye like concerns down here, it's like the last thing you kind of want is like a really super thick emollient concealer that moves around, and it's a kind of a dance. You don't want something that's too emollient, or you don't want something that's too dry, but something about this formula, it's super pigmented and it's also very thin texture wise, if you can see it, and it has great opacity. Okay, something else that I picked up, and I'm not sure, it was kind of an impulse buy, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlighting Duo Pencil. And I've been kind of on and off looking for a brightening kind of pencil that I can put in the waterline, and I think you can use this in the waterline. I hope so. I need to read it before I use it. But what I like about it is like it's dual ended. So this is supposed to be the brightening side here, and then this is like the shimmer side. I could use the shimmer side here for my kind of brow bone, or even like, what I was hoping is that using this too is like a brightening. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. So I'll let you know how this works out. I've been looking for something for a while, but it's not like one of those things that's a must in my routine. It's like, if I remember to do it, then I do it. But like if I can do something like a brightening on my waterline, I'm hoping this will be the one to use. I did end up picking up 2 lipsticks, actually 3, from the Sephora sale. And then I picked up the Makeup by Mario Soft Satin, Super Satin lipstick. The Makeup by Mario Super Satin lipsticks. And I ended up picking up Dumbo down under Manhattan Bridge Overpass, and then 917, which is the area code, I believe, for Long Island, Brooklyn, and Queens. This is Dumbo. Nice packaging, magnetic. I think this is a rosewood shade. Beautiful. And then the 917, I think it's like a beigey nude. Oh, it's like a rose pink. Never mind. Okay. Okay, we'll do, there's a bit of a sweet scent. I want to say it's vanilla, and hopefully that doesn't last long. These are really nice. This formula reminds me of Charlotte Tilbury, but better. Because there's something about there's like a little bit more body to this without coming into my crevices. As I'm getting older, this is a really, really lovely formula. Okay, that is Dumbo. It's a really lovely color. And then I'm going to try on 917, this one here. Nice. This is a nice pinky nude, I think. I'm going to try Sorcery now. Yeah, it definitely looks better with a liner. So I use the color Sorcery, which is kind of like a lighter brown color. I like it. This is really nice. Let me just smudge it a little bit. This is a really nice formula. I almost would say it might be even better than the Natasha. Sorry, it might be even better than Charlotte Tilbury. This Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks are, I think what I don't like about it is that I can always feel it on my lips, and then the perfume is always overwhelming, but this is a really nice lipstick. So I'm glad I got those two colors. The rest of the colors I wasn't really interested in. There was like a bunch of reds and a lot of other shades that were too light for me. I would love to see Makeup by Mario come out with more browns and like brownie nudes or brown pinks. Yeah, more of those kind of colors would be great. You know, this is just the start of his satin, soft satin, super satin lipstick. So I'm hoping he comes out with more colors too. So that's the Makeup by Mario. And let's continue with this in this bag. And I did, okay, so this is the PRADA refill. These are a spendy product, so I did not want to get another container, which costs more, but the refills were a little cheaper. So with the sale price, it ended up being a good deal. I have used this already. So what I'm going to show you is like not a perfect palette, but it's definitely been used already twice. And I got the color Pulse. I love the shade already. I do kind of regret not having some sort of mechanism to keep this intact with, but it is what it is so far, and I'm just gonna keep it out and put it in this little box. And that's from Prada Dimensions eyeshadow palette Pulse. Aha, I did open this already because I used it. I got a refill of, or a replacement of the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. And what, I hate this packaging. Like, I don't like the confetti in there. It's just kind of wasteful. One thing I did notice is that this already arrived cracked. I panned my yellow one, and for me, this is like one of my favorite under eye powders. The one thing that people don't like about it is the packaging. Like, I don't like these packages because it's so easy to slip out of my hands. I've dropped this packaging a couple times, and the thing about this powder is that it's so finely milled and then pressed or baked on that if it drops or cracks, a lot of it will fall apart already. So even before opening it, even before using it, I noticed there was a crack in there already, which is a shame. I don't know if you can see it. There was a crack, and I've only used this once. So kind of wish I had waited for a Sephora or a Pat McGrath sale. So if you're wanting to get more of those, I would just recommend like waiting for a sale. The packaging, I wish she kind of got rid of this packaging. I think it's really wasteful. and not very environmentally friendly. I remember posting something about that like early on when I first started doing maybe Instagram or YouTube, and somebody like clapped back really like aggressively and like rudely said to me, then don't buy her products, stupid, or something like that. They were like, or use it for crafts. And I'm like, the point is like, this is not sustainable packaging. And I think that might have been my first like troll or rude comment from somebody, but I like stand by what I'm saying. Like, this is not sustainable packaging. This confetti stuff that she puts in here, like, I mean, how many times, I don't think, how many people actually keep that stuff? I mean, this is like the junk that ends up on the, like, on the party table of like a prom table or an event, and then it just ends up in the landfill. So I don't think I can recycle these, so I'm just going to have to, you know, get rid of it. The Tatcha the Silk Screen Broad Spectrum SPF 50 PA++. I love this product. I had this when it first came out in the terrible packaging, and it was squat and it would always erupt and product would always come out. And the second thing that would happen is that the packaging on the last iteration of this was falling apart. So flecks of the purple would fall off and get into the product, and you would have like glitter on your face. This is made in the USA. This is a Japanese company though, I believe. It's a mineral sunscreen, 10% zinc oxide. And what I find for me is that there's only 2 SPF kind of primer or SPF products that haven't broken me out. And so far it's been Live Tinted and this Tatcha. And I'm waiting for Live Tinted to have their sale again. They had like a 2-for-1 kind of sale. I do overall think this is the better product for me, just because it feels more just like lotion. It's vegan and reef safe, which for me, if I travel, it's really nice that I can wear this and not worry about damaging the reef, the coral reef, or wildlife wherever I am. But this is really great in terms of, I use this actually as a SPF primer at the same time. So I really love this product. So happy they finally upgraded the packaging on this Tatcha SPF. I'm reading the material now. It does say it's fully mineral, reef safe filter that protects both UVA and UVB rays. It has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide and silk extract in it. So I gotta remember to shake well for sure. And that's the other thing, like it's great and then as a product, but I forget sometimes to shake it, whereas this I don't have to shake. So it's just one of those little things about usability. Another Tatcha product I picked up was one of these rice papers, and I just use these. I always have one of these in my purse, and I go through 3 of these every day because by midday my face gets oily. And actually, why don't I just show you now? Like I did a makeup look earlier, and so this makeup has been on my face for a good hour, but it doesn't matter even if I powder it down. Like there will always be oil that comes through. Here we go. Oil that comes through onto the product. So I have tried other oil blotting papers and nothing is as good as this one from Tatcha. The price is a little bit kind of ridiculous, but it's really the only one I can find. I try to find dupes like on Amazon and I could never find something as good as this. So that was 2. I usually go through 3 of these. And if I'm like really oily, I'll go through 4. And what's great about this product is that it doesn't add any like powder or anything. It just absorbs the oil and then pretty much leaves the makeup underneath intact. So I'm gonna grab another one, just one more, just to make sure I got all the oil. So I didn't get all the oil. You can see that it's absorbing what it needs to. And a lot of kind of try to find dupes of this product online, and often they will come with powder. I ended up picking up the Tatcha SPF Kissu Lip Tint, and I actually did a get ready with me trying this, and I don't want to try this now. I'll show you the product, but I did not like it. This is the color Plum Blossom, And if you want to see my first get ready with me with all these products that I had so far, I tried this and I really didn't like it. So this is what the product is. It's really pretty packaging. I mean, super cute. It's like tin or metal, and the swatch looks great. But what it is I have underpigment. So let me see, maybe it's one of those layering kind of lip products. It's okay. I just know that it alone is what I want to wear it for, and it just didn't work well alone. But you know, I already have this Makeup by Mario underneath that's kind of saving it. But I just, for someone who doesn't have underpigment, I think this would be a perfectly fine product. But for me, it was just a fail, and I tried, and it did not work. For skincare, I ended up picking up these two Pharmacy, yeah, Green Clean for double cleansing. This is what I use when I'm using makeup for double cleanse. I'll just be the first one to take off all the makeup, and then I'll use something like a gel cleanser or something that's more soapy. But this is like one of my most repurchased skincare items. The Tom Ford Eyebrow Laminator. I have let me just pull it out. This already went dry, and this is actually a mistake. So I meant to pick up the Fiber Brow Gel in the color Espresso, and this I think is translucent, and it has no color. So I got this because I use this so well. Like it's already dried out at this point. I was using this because on days when I don't want to fill in my eyebrows, this has been so great, and it does add a little color and then some shape. Well, this one is just clear, and I don't know if they're not making it anymore, but I don't need an eyebrow gel. Like, I need a laminator that has color. So that was a mistake. So too bad on that. I did pick up the Cali Ray Glow Rays, and this is supposed to be kind of a green sustainable brightening under eye color corrector. So it's not a concealer, it's a corrector. So we'll see if this is a good color for me. It might be a little too yellow. We'll see. My color correctors I've been using are the Becca Under Eye, which is this shade here. It's got like a peach underlay. Let me do a little swatch here for you. Or this Live Tinted Balance Stick, which is too orange. The other one I've been using is the Natasha Denona corrector in the shade C4. Swatch of that. It could work. It's this is actually too orange, so maybe this is just right because I need something that's a little bit less intense than these last two ones. C3 was sold out at the sale, so I'm gonna try this Cali Ray as a kind of corrector. I ended up getting the Hourglass Airbrush Pressed Powder in the color tan, translucent tan, and in my video I actually tried this. The packaging is kind of standard Hourglass. It's definitely a finger magnet. I have tried this like 3 times already. This is the color tan. It is a little bit too deep for me now. It's like just exactly my shade right now. What I found with using this pad is that it deposits a whole lot of color. So it's, for me, it actually changes. It just changes my skin tone ever so slightly in a way that I don't enjoy. So I tried this with, I'll show you now what it looks like. I've tried this with also a brush, and it works better under a brush, so it does pick up powder. It's definitely blurring. Let me put my hair back. So it's definitely blurring. What I have found with this product is that as my oils come through the day, it actually does not wear well. It actually lifts up my foundation or any product on it and just makes my pores more visible. So for me, as a combo oily skin gal, this product did not work for me, and I already tried it probably 3 times to make it work, and it's just not a product for me. So this was definitely a fail. What I will say is, you know, when you're looking at reviews, you have a feature there that where you can mark it, a lot of those reviews are people who either get product for free or get it from influencer in exchange for a review. So there is a when you're looking at reviews on Sephora, you can choose to click to read non-incentivized reviews only, and I'd highly encourage you to read the non-incentivized reviews. And I only read it after I tried this out the first time and it didn't work, and the second time it didn't work, and the third time it didn't work. So I started reading the reviews, and other people have been complaining about the similar thing of like, it actually, none of them really talked about how at first it looked really pretty, because I just put it on now. I do notice it does blur, but as time goes on, it lifts my product. And what I noticed also is that around my nose area, it actually shows my pores more. I am not going to do a separate review of this because I've already tried it 3 times and I already know this isn't going to work for me. So a little bit of unboxing, a little bit of a review here. Okay, so the last 2 products I'll show you, and I've used this already, the Fenty Beauty Demi Glow, and I got the shade Yum Rum. And let me show you how pretty this is. Okay, so this is the packaging, so pretty. It's got this like shift. It's like a, there we go. You can see a little bit of the packaging here. It's got this octagon shaped, that size 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, octagon shaped. And this is the packaging. Super luxe. I really do like the Fenty Beauty packaging. I was really excited about this highlighter because it's kind of hard to find. Apricots. There we go. That is the swatch of that shade. And let me give you, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty highlighting brush. And they still have this, but what I notice about this product is that it's pretty pigmented. And I do have some highlighter on already, but I'm just going to pack it on a little layer. It's not my favorite. I think for me what it does, which I am not keen on, is that I have found that it does add a little bit of texture to my face, and I generally don't like that in my beauty products. But I'm going to continue to use it and then see, you know, if I can make it work. So the last product that I got was the Gucci, let's see, the Gucci Mona Leslie Cameo 209. And I'll do this on later Get Ready With Me. I already have this lipstick and I don't want to change it. So it's this color here. It's so pretty. It's got this like, it's like a brown, cool, mauve rosewood color. I think it's so pretty. Yeah, and it does have a little bit of a scent. I don't have any other Gucci lipsticks just because I've never found a color that I liked, but I saw this on her, and Gucci has like some of the best packaging. So pretty. Look how luxe this packaging is. Gold. It reminds me of a different version of like Lisa Eldridge, but not magnetic. And that's it for my beauty haul from Sephora. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. That helps me out on my channel. And as always, please be very kind with yourself and others, and just be you. Till the next video, beauty fam, take good care. Bye.